Hi, it's Sean here from Persian Cat Corner. I recently did a blog on self-cleaning litter boxes, which is the best. This is quite a common question that I get asked from my readers on PersianCatCorner.com, and that is obviously relating to the best self-cleaning litter box. There's quite a lot out there on the market. At the time of recording this is January 2018. So I recently did this post where I compared all the current litter boxes out there. Some of them you might recognize, such as the Litter Robot and the PetSafe scoop-free litter box. But I just wanted to put a video out there really, because when I was looking for my self-cleaning litter box, there wasn't a lot of information online. There's one or two videos on YouTube, but nobody really adds much to the reviews really in terms of adding a bit of meat on the bones about the pros and cons of the various different litter boxes. So in general, with self-cleaning litter boxes, the landscape as such has looked the same for, I would say, probably 3 or 4 years now. In the respect that you do have a certain few litter boxes. There's this. The way I did this post is I did a top 6 for automatic self-cleaning litter boxes, and then much further down in the post, I did the manual litter boxes as well, because obviously you can buy a litter box where it's almost like semi-automatic really. You have to put the movement in as such, so it's not connected to a mains or anything like that. But we'll start with the Litter Robot. So obviously this is one of the most popular litter boxes out there, and I did rate it number 1 overall. But these a few factors that need discussing regarding the Litter Robot, and I believe they've just actually released at the back end of 2017. They've released a new version. It's called the Litter Robot Free Open Air Connect, I believe it's called, and it now has an app functionality and Bluetooth, so you can actually see how full the waste drawer is, how many cycles your cats make into the little box, and it just allows you to control it, I believe, from the app. So it's not much different to the regular litter box that Litter Robot have been promoting now for quite a few years. It's just a slight add-on, I suppose, giving it the Wi-Fi capability, so it can obviously be run by a smartphone app. So that's quite a neat feature. So the pros of the Litter Robot obviously are the fact that you don't need to buy any reusable trays. So you do obviously, once you purchase the product as such, you get a tray with the litter box that you can empty. It's reusable. You just literally change the bag, put a new bag in, and you're good to go. So a lot of the other self-cleaning litter boxes do require you to buy trays and buy these reusable trays, which obviously over a period of time can get quite costly. So that's what I like about the Litter Robot first and foremost. Once you've purchased the actual litter box, then there's no ongoing cost for this. It is obviously expensive. There's no doubt about it. It's very expensive, and there's no way of really getting around that. It is what it is. It's I believe the retail's about between $500 and $550 at the moment for the new Wonder Connect version, which is it's an awful lot of money. Simple as that really it is. I believe it's a good product, and you look a lot of the reviews online. What it does as obviously an automatic litter box, it does a lot. So obviously it's quite in operation. It's fully automatic. It has a built-in night light as well, so when your cats are going for that midnight toilet session, they can obviously see where they're using it. It's one of the things I noted is it's ideal for multi-cat households. So if you do have 2 or more cats, then the Litter Robot can certainly accommodate accommodate that. And there's also a timer and things you can have set up, so once your cat leaves the litter box, you can have it then where it runs a cycle. There are some things I dislike about it, if I'm honest. I mean, I personally don't have the litter robot. You know, for a few reasons really. Firstly, I'm not prepared to spend $550 on a litter, litter box, automatic litter box as such. And secondly, Litter Robot have not, offered me to review one or anything. So, there's no way I would purchase one for that price. To be fair, I run with the PetSafe Scoop Free litter box myself, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on in this video. So, obviously, there's a lot of benefits to the product. I've rated it #1 for good reason. If money is no object, then yes, I would say the Litter Robot is the best self-cleaning litter box out there. It's not perfect, but it's the best on the market, I believe. I'd say the downsides to it is it's obviously really large and bulky. The design of it. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought, it looks like something from outer space, doesn't it? The big dome, and it is quite a unsightly looking object to have in your house. And I suppose it depends on the size of your house. If you've got a large utilities room where you can put the litter robot, then that's fine. But if you don't, then yeah, you're going to struggle really to, for the space that it needs. And obviously it needs a mains electricity supply nearby to plug it in as well. So they're the downsides of the litter robot. I mean, the main one for me, as I said, is the price. But other than that, obviously, it's quite a large, large item. So, I mean, if you do, obviously, if you are looking to buy the litter robot, below this video, I will have a link to this post. So this post, a very in-depth post. I think it was about somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 words. So it is a very in-depth post. By all means, feel free to click on the link below this video and visit this post, and you can read more. These the ability to get a $25 discount as well from the Litter Robot by clicking on the link here, as you can see. So then we move on to the PetSafe Scoop Free Ultra Self-Cleaning Litter Box. I personally have this litter box myself. I've had it now for probably about 6 months. I really like it. It's a really, really good litter box. It's efficient. It's quiet in operation. And it does a good job. And generally, for the cost, if you take the litter robot out of the equation, the PetSafe Scoop Free for me is definitely a very, very close second. It's efficient in what it does. You do have the reusable trays with this as well. So my trays generally will last, I'd say, about 10 days at the minute. Yeah, probably about 10 days. And then I need to replace the tray. So obviously they do cost, and it is an ongoing cost, but you're not obviously outlaying initially for a massive amount of money. And also what you can get with the PetSafe Scoop Free is there's the ability to buy a reusable tray. So what happens with the reusable tray is it gives you the ability to just empty the tray and change the crystals. So you can buy any crystals and just fill the tray up and use it. Then it becomes very cost efficient at that point. And like I say, so far so good. My cats both use it, they love it. It's really, really been useful, and overall, I believe it provides great value for money in that respect. Again, it does require a mains electricity supply, but it's not a massive unsightly product. It's not that much bigger than a regular litter tray, so you can more than likely accommodate it where you keep your current litter tray. So that will be for me. I mean, if you can't afford the litter robot, you just don't want to, spend that kind of money on a litter box, or you've got limited space, then I would certainly consider the PetSafe Scoop Free litter box. It's really good value for money, in my opinion. Then you've got a similar product in the PetZone Smart Scoop automatic litter box, which is PetZone's own version. Again, really good litter box, well designed, quite a robust unit in general. A lot of people, I mean, obviously I don't own this product, so I can't speak from personal experience of it, but from reading the reviews, a lot of people says it has a powerful motor. It's the cleaning process starts about 15 minutes after your cat has used the litter box. There was a few negatives with this, to be honest, and it was one of the reasons why I didn't get it, to be fair. I mean, there was some reported issues regarding the motor. There was few and far between, but it seemed to be around the 12-month mark when people started to get issues with the motor. It became noisy, and then a few people noted that the motor actually broke down. So again, that's something worth considering. I mean, with this product, I believe that you do need to, I think it scoops into like a bag as such, and then what happens then is you then change the bags so they're like reusable. Sorry, not reusable. They're the bags you'd obviously need to put a new one in. They're not recyclable on those. And then you've got quite a strange looking litter box in the Cat Genie self-washing cat box. This is quite an interesting one because it goes in a different direction to any of the other litter boxes in the respect it connects to a mains water supply. That put me off it, to be honest, straight away, because the last thing you want to be doing is having to tap into any of your plumbing in your house and and do things like that. But I mean, looking at the reviews, a lot of people who have set it up said it is quite a good litter box. It's effective, and it uses, I believe, washable litter. So you don't need to replace it because of the water. It just washes the actual litter. So again, it's one of those where you buy the self-cleaning litter box and then you don't have to pay to to supply trays and things like that. And then another one was in fifth place was the Littermaid self-cleaning litter box. Again, the thing I liked about the Littermaid was, again, quite a big self-cleaning litter box, quite in operation, doesn't require trays that need replacing. But again, there was a few issues with the motor. Some people said it wasn't the most powerful, so it did struggle with moving, large amounts of waste. And there's an ongoing cost for the cartridges that actually need replacing. So again, that was the reason I had to rate that where it is. And then the other one, at number 6, is the PetSafe Simply Clean self-cleaning litter box. So again, this is more of a low-end self-cleaning litter box. It's a cheaper alternative to the Scoop Free, and I believe it's quite effective at what it does. It works in a little bit of a different way, so the litter spins round and it actually scoops it off from there. Don't know how effective it is really. I mean, reading some of the reviews, there was quite mixed reviews in general, so might be okay if you've got a smaller cat, I believe, because a lot of people said the bowl wasn't the biggest, so that might be something worth considering. Again, there was some issues with the motor. So when I'm looking to review products, I don't do what most people do and just look at the best reviews. I try and search, I unload the internet and find the negative reviews and weigh them up and see how many of those there are, and then you can kind of form an opinion whether it is a pattern with a product where it is having these regular issues or not. And then we get on to the manual litter boxes. So if you're on a much lower budget and you just can't you can't basically fork out the kind of money that you need to spend on an automatic litter box, or you want a litter box that you can move around very easily and it doesn't need an electricity supply, then the Omega Paw self-cleaning litter box is by far the best in most of the respects. I mean, it's very cheap. I believe price point, I think it's somewhere between $30 and $40. so it's not a massive amount you need to outlay for it, but it's a very easy litter box to use. You just roll it over basically and remove the tray, and then that's it really. You can recycle you can recycle that. So that will be my vote if you're on a budget and you're looking for like a manual litter box. And then there's the other version is what's called the Litter Spinner Quick Clean Cat Litter Box. This, I suppose, has a very, very slight resemblance of the litter robot, and it works in the same basis. So it's in a drum, and basically to empty it, you turn the drum round, which moves the waste into a different compartment, and then you obviously empty that. I think the thing with all these sort of litter box, the drum type ones, then this is included in the litter robot. You've got to bear in mind some cats don't like going into these kind of litter boxes. So there has been reports of people struggling to get the cat to use a drum type litter box. So that if your cats are quite nervous of tight spaces or anything like that, then I'd seriously consider your options before buying, say something like a litter robot, because the last thing you want to do is outlay all that money and to find out that your cat won't even use the litter box. The other one is the Catit Design Smart Sift. So again, another budget semi-self-cleaning litter box where your cat enters it and you pull a lever at the side. Again, it's quite good. I mean, looking at the reviews, there's a little bit of negative on it. To be fair, I mean, it was. Some people said it wasn't that effective for what it was. I mean, there's quite a few factors really when it comes to self-cleaning litter boxes. You do need to use the correct litter. That's something that's very important, especially with things like this scoop-free type litter boxes. You need crystals. They won't work properly with clumping litter. And you need to maintain your litter box. I would say every couple of months it's good to give it a full clean. Make sure no particles are obstructing any parts of the movement. And then another useful thing really is litter disposal units. So these just work hand in hand, I feel, with a self-cleaning litter box. So obviously, if you've got something like the PetSafe Scoop Free, then you probably won't need one of these. But if you're using any of the bag type automatic litter boxes, then this thing's called the Litter Locker, and if you're in the US, the Litter Genie Plus, which basically allow you to put litter into the locker, as such as it's called, and then you pull a lever, and it bags it all up then, and it just keeps the odor in there. So it works quite well. If you've got bags of litter that you're taking out of your automatic litter box to put in, then for the cost of one of these, I think it'd be quite good to use that. So yeah, just sort of final thoughts really. I mean, when it comes to automatic litter boxes, I pride myself on providing very accurate reviews really, and unbiased reviews. And I think with the self-cleaning litter boxes, everybody just stays in the direction of the litter robot. They always say it's the best, and nobody really talks of the negatives of it. And the reason for that is obviously it's the most expensive. A lot of these people who are referring you to the litter robot are getting commissions, and obviously with it being an expensive product, they get more commission by referring the litter robot. So that's why in general, it's quite hard to find an accurate review on self-cleaning litter boxes. And like I said, when I was in the market to look for one, I looked high and low, and everybody just says, "Oh, buy the litter robot, buy the litter robot." So I did want to write an in-depth post that was impartial. And although I do obviously rate the litter robot as number one, as I mentioned earlier, I do feel there's quite a few negatives with it. I think if the PetSafe Scoop Free litter box came with the reusable tray, I'd actually be inclined to say value for money, pound for pound, the PetSafe Scoop Free would take number one in my opinion. Until I get a litter robot, if I get sent one, or if litter robot asks me to trial one and I use it and I like it, then who knows? I might be able to add a little bit more weight to the review of the litter robot. But as it currently stands, I do feel it's a lot of money for what it is. Like I say, very effective at what it does, but not perfect. And for my money goes on the PetSafe Scoop Free litter box. And that's just based on my personal preference and my experience of using it. You know, I'm not affiliated to PetSafe, or this is not like a paid product review. If I thought one of the other litter boxes was better, I would say, but I think for the money, certainly between the PetSafe and possibly the PetZone Smart Scoop, if you don't want to pay for reusable trays. So hopefully this video has been of use to you, and if you want more detailed information, click the link below this video and that'll take you through to my site, PersianCatCorner.com, where you'll be able to find a lot more information, where I really delve in deeper and look at each litter box in a more comprehensive fashion. So thank you for taking your time to view this video today. Bye bye for now. Hi, it's Sean here from Persian Cat Corner. I recently did a blog on self-cleaning litter boxes, which is the best. This is quite a common question that I get asked for my readers on PersianCatCorner.com, and that is obviously relating to the best self-cleaning litter box. There's quite a lot out there on the market. At the time of recording this is January 2018. So I recently did this post where I compared all the current litter boxes out there. So some of them you might recognize, such as the Litter Robot and the PetSafe Scoop Free litter box. But I just wanted to put a video out there really, because when I was looking for my self-cleaning litter box, there wasn't a lot of information online. There's one or two videos on YouTube, but nobody really adds much to the reviews really, in terms of adding a bit of meat on the bones about the pros and cons of the various different litter boxes. So in general, with self-cleaning litter boxes, the landscape as such has looked the same for, I would say, probably 3 or 4 years now. In the respect that you do have a certain few litter boxes. The way I did this post is I did a top 6 for automatic self-cleaning litter boxes, and then much further down in the post, I did the manual litter boxes as well, because obviously you can buy a litter box where it's almost like semi-automatic really. I mean, you have to put the movement in as such, so it's not connected to a mains or anything like that. But we'll start with the Litter Robot. So obviously this is one of the most